No. Let's try something else. Hit it, Joe.
Three idiots sharing memories with fans who watched the show. It's the best of both our worlds.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Best of Both Our Worlds, the official, unofficial Hannah Montana podcast, the show where 3 and today 4 idiots share our memories of Hannah Montana with the fans, so that way you get a chance to see the other side of the best damn Disney show ever. I am one of your hosts. I am Jason D. Earles. It's true, that's my middle initial. I played Jackson Rod Stewart on the show.
I'm Shannon Flynn. I was a director and acting coach on Hannah Montana.
I am Douglas Dangerously Blind. And I was one of the writers and co-executive producers of Hannah Montana. And today we have a special guest host with us. She is none other than our first guest on this show, the incomparable Romy Dane.
The
incompetent. That too.
I was so excited.
It's like
Best
imitable.
intro ever.
You're our honorary 4th idiot today. So
I know. I
Yeah.
felt touched when you said 4.
And who are you, Romy?
Only, obviously, once I start talking like this, Tracy.
I love it.
Tracy Van Horn and the...
Otherwise, they would be like, who?
Yeah, they'll be like, what?
And I still think she should have been Tracy Ray Stewart. I think Jackson should have snuck in there and put a ring on it.
I think
That would have been awesome.
I think so.
Yeah.
It can still
She's
happen.
the star of the future Disney Channel show, Real Housewives of the Disney Channel.
No, it's Real Housewives of Rico's Surf Chalet.
Okay,
that's the.
Yes.
We want to thank you all for leaving all the comments, all of the questions in our YouTube videos, on our social media. So we would like to shout you out with our little Hannah Montana spotlight. We picked a few of our favorites. So Shannon, go ahead and hit us with the first one.
You bet. Faith Storywriter commented on Instagram, "He's never going to give it up. We're never going to let it go." I almost thought you were about to rickroll Jason right there. And the Shannon Flynn .babowpod replied with, "Ha, ha, 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 ha."
I honestly thought you were too. When we were filming it, I was like, oh, she's rickrolling it.
And that was because we named this the Hannah Montana Spotlight,
Yes.
and Doug's insistence on us. on it
Yes,
calling
I was
it
being
that.
very resistant, but you convinced me. It was time
It
to
was
just
time.
let it go.
Never going to
and-
give it up. He's never going to let it go.
That's right. Doug, you got our other comment for today?
Yes, and I'm going to try to get through this one without tearing up because it's very sweet.
It's sweet.
Cole Kleinlin or Kleinlin. I should be able to, as a guy whose name is Lieblein, I should be able to pronounce this. Commented on YouTube. As a closeted little boy who was running home to secretly watch Hannah Montana with my sister, this podcast means everything to me. Thank you guys for letting me relive some of my favorite memories with you. Thank you for letting us do it. We do it for you guys, and we couldn't do it without you guys. And I love this comment.
Yeah, I think doing this podcast is sort of the same for us. We're reliving some of our favorite moments from, way back when, and it's really fun to get a chance to share it with everybody. Now it's we feel the same.
Yeah, and again, we made this show just to bring joy to people and to know not this particular podcast, but the Hannah Montana, and to know we did change people's lives in some small little way is incredibly gratifying.
Yeah, so keep them coming. If you guys
Can I say one thing really
you
quick?
You absolutely can.
Cole, if Miley were here, she would have said to me, "Shannon, you're going to cry when you hear this. Yeah. You better leave the room." It really did. It was very touching. Thank you.
I love that about Miley. She made fun of you a lot. So listen, if you guys think you want to be part of our Hannah Montana Spotlight, please...
Hannah Montana Spotlight.
Hannah Montana Spotlight?
Montana Spotlight.
You're such a dork. If you want to be a part of it, continue to leave your comments on our YouTubes, on the Instas, on the TikToks, wherever you can leave a comment, a review, a question. We will read them, and we will keep featuring them in our little spotlight.
Tell me how I changed your life.
Yes.
Drop it in the comments down below.
So as we start this one, do you have what's yours, a little sweet niblet for the top of this episode?
The episode we'll be talking about is New Kid in School. It aired on August 18th, 2006. The writer of this was the inimitable Todd J. Greenwald. And the director was Ken Shapiro. Our main notable guest cast in this episode, Cody Lindley.
That's
And
right.
we also had Ray Baker back for a scene as Mr. Corelli.
That's
Yes, and this episode of Hannah Montana, the song title Twist, was based on the 1976 Eagles hit New Kid in Town, written by Don Henley, Glenn Fry, and J.D. Souther.
I love it.
Yeah.
Team Jake, Team Jesse, anyone want to play the game?
I do.
I know. Actually, this is one of my favorite parts as we get through all these episodes, as we start to point out the Team Jake, Team Jesse stuff, because I have very strong opinions about this,
So do
like
I.
all things. So, the question for my little sweet nibble at this time is Team Jake or Team Jesse? Because if you go by who appeared in the most episodes, there's a very clear winner.
Okay.
All right. The controversial on-again, off-again boyfriend of Miley in this was Jake Ryan, played by Cody Lindley, like you mentioned. The question is, how many episodes does Cody Lindley appear in Hannah Montana? And the bonus round, if anybody wants to play at the end.
Bonus.
Cody is one of 4 Hannah Montana cast members who actually ended up on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, really?
Okay,
There were
so
4?
yeah, we're gonna try and name the other 3, and then tell me where they placed at the end. So this is a good one. I actually like this one a lot. This was a fun one to dig.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that
That is good. I
I
can't answer that question.
And I've got a bonus trivia that I'll spoil now. I was actually asked to be on Dancing with the Stars the season after, and I did not do it, obviously.
Why
So,
not?
I know. It was almost 5.
Well, I know one other because there's a famous story with the other one. But okay.
Secret title.
Secret title of this podcast episode is We Had Zombies Before Zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yep. We sure did.
All right.
Doug, what was this episode about?
Well, let me read you a little synopsis if you haven't watched it recently. Miley feels frustrated when superstar actor Jake Ryan enrolls in Seaview Middle School and everyone treats him like royalty. Jealous of the perks Jake gets for being famous, Miley snaps and tells a reporter she's Hannah Montana. Dun dun dun. The reporter doesn't believe it, so Miley invites her to her house later that afternoon so she can prove it. But when Jake reveals to Miley how hard it is to be treated like an object and, not a real kid, not a real person, Miley realizes revealing her secret would be a huge mistake. So, in order to convince the reporter, trouble
It's his
she's got
favorite
herself in. Yeah. So, in order to convince the reporter that she's really just a loony Hannah impersonator, Miley does a ridiculously bad Hannah impersonation while Jackson and Robbie play along. Meanwhile, Jackson, and this is a good one. This is another good meanwhile.
I know.
Jackson borrows his dad's new car for a date and accidentally scratches it, as you do. Mm-hmm. While unbeknownst to Jackson, Robbie accidentally gets the door of Jackson's car ripped off. Jackson discovers the truth and flips the power dynamic, forcing Robbie to cater to Jackson's demands until the door is fixed.
Oh, Jackson
a good one.
wins
So
one.
good.
Jackson
Good
wins
one.
one.
Yep.
We love this. Okay, now that our memories are refreshed what this little monster was about, where did it come from?
Well, the genesis of this episode in the writer's room was we were fighting hard from the very beginning to do a romantic story arc. We knew that would be something that was popular. We really wanted to do that. But the network from early on wouldn't let us lock in an air order. They wanted to be free to air the episodes in any order they wanted. And as we talked about in the last podcast episode, they would take episodes that weren't their favorites and push them down the road a little bit, take episodes that were their favorites and air them earlier to hook the audience in. So we finally got to a point where we felt we were successful enough to push this agenda of please promise us you'll air these 3 episodes in a row. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
the Jake Ryan arc, so to speak, right? So they wouldn't let us do that originally. And finally we got to a point where we forced on them, we're going to do a 3-episode arc. We're going to do this. And we pitched this idea that, and it started from the idea of what if, that there was a kid that came to school that was more famous than Hannah, right? And Miley got to see what life would look like if she revealed the secret.
Right.
Or equally as famous.
Or equally as famous.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Sure.
I've heard
famous in a
anybody was
different
more
way.
famous than Hannah Montana.
Famous in
Right.
a different way.
Yeah.
And the idea here is that if you get to see and get to taste a little bit of that, the juice you get from that, are you going to be tempted to make a different decision? Right. And they liked that story, and we sort of hooked them with that story. And then once they were hooked, we said, "Oh, by the way, we're going to do this romantic arc with so you got to lock into 3 episodes." And they were like, "All right, fine." So that was a win for us, and that was where this kind of came from. In terms of a larger story. Now, in terms of the first thing we had to do when we sold them on this idea was create a star that was a believable, rival for Miley.
Yeah.
So we created Jake Ryan, and I talked about this in previous episodes, I did fight hard to name him Jake Ryan because I still am a huge 16 Candles fan. So we created Jake Ryan, and then we needed to create this reason he was famous. So we created the show Zombie High for him. And for us, it was this sort of, it was like Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Okay.
It was based on Buffy. I was a huge Buffy fan, still am a huge Buffy fan.
Me too.
And so we created that. And then I didn't realize until because it just was in my head, right? I always associated Jake and the show with Buffy. And then rewatching, I realized, oh, we created Disney zombies. Literally, I mean, no, come on.
This is a bold claim.
We had zombies before zombies. I'm just saying.
I know a bunch of people that worked on those, so I'm going to take a step back from the claim.
Okay, but wait a minute.
Yeah.
Let me just state the fact.
All right,
Perhaps
hit
a
us.
seedling of an
idea. No, it's actually just a huge coincidence. There's like a series of coincidences that lined up. So we were Seaview High. They were Seabrook. We had Zombie High. They had zombies in high school. We had Cameron Manheim on the show.
Yes.
They had
played Selena Gomez's agent.
Yeah,
Right.
Selena, and they had Milo Manheim, her son, on. There's too many coincidences. I watched this episode and went, they single white female'd us, 100%. Like they just were like, we want to be you, and they just. So I was shocked at how similar Zombies was, but it's a coincidence.
I'll allow it.
My biggest feeling I had wash over me when I watched this episode was how big a freaking douche rocket we made Jake Ryan. And I know we did it for comedy, right? But we went really far. Like, we knew all along what the arc was. We knew we had to get Miley to fall in love with him. Yeah. And yet we made him such a huge douche.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, and we tried to buy it back at the end. I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
We tried to buy it back at the end a little bit. But no, he's a douche.
I agree. I have pretty much the same general reaction to Jake Ryan, like always. Whenever I think about the character, whenever I think about that in the Hannah universe, I have the same reaction. Although I will say that, like, rewatching it, I do feel like Jake is pretty likable in the beach scene when he's going up and talking to her and sort of apologizing for how everything went down at the school. And he does feel a little genuine. It does make sense why he would be attracted to her because she treats him more like a regular guy.
Right.
So I would put that scene specifically in the what we did right part of Jake Ryan.
Yeah. But I think we went so far. That scene was intended to buy him back and humanize him. I don't think we
quite get there.
It doesn't get there.
Yeah, I mean, I do remember that I have very much the guy sort of like reaction to him, and I know a little bit of my real life feelings as sort of the big brothery, not liking any male guest stars that were on the show as they were around our
Really?
girl.
That's so cute. Of
I
course
was
you
always
did.
like there was
Protective,
always an air of like skepticism, but Cody was always lovely on the set. And there was never an issue in that way, and he plays the role brilliantly.
Yeah.
But I was very much in the F Jake Ryan.
What was your impression of the Jake Ryan character as you rewatched this?
I was going to ask you guys when you decided that he was a love interest, because I didn't feel like he was a love interest watching this episode.
Even by the end of the episode where they're like...
No, even by the end, I did not think so. But I will say Jane Austen, every like mimic of Jane Austen does the Mark Darcy. He's an asshole at the beginning, so she couldn't possibly think of him as the love interest.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were thinking.
No, in addition to me being a big K-pop fan, Stray Kids shout out again.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of K-dramas with my wife, and that is a huge trope. It's
Right.
it's
Yeah.
the incredibly rich asshole guy, and you're in episode 1, you're like, you will never redeem this guy. I will never like this
Right.
guy. And then by episode 7, you're like, I love this guy.
Yeah, I know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So that's where it came from, and those are that's my memory of.
Yeah. Did you what?
I loved rewatching this one because it felt like everything was firing really well. Like everybody, we knew what their character was and stuff, and I was still new as the acting coach, so I was like really loving like diving into still acting training and stuff like that with the people that we had, and then just a few like things that I remembered that were behind the scene things, like Dandruff Danny, that his dandruff was made of potato flakes.
Right.
Like you can get a box of potato,
Yeah.
and add water and then it becomes mashed potatoes. And his dandruff was made of potato flakes. And
That makes it a little less gross knowing what it actually is made of. Yeah. I find that really off-putting. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, this was our first Dandruff Danny who comes back.
Yeah.
And Dandruff Danny actually plays a key role in a story that I'm going to tell in an upcoming episode
Okay.
Yeah.
about Miley. Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember when they put the scratch. So when we shot these scenes, though, too, like we shot the scenes back to back. So when the door, the fully intact car, Jackson's fully intact car, and the Porsche, and then we filmed the next scene, which was, of course, when the door was off and the tarp preloaded on the car.
Yeah.
But that the Porsche scratch was made with like an eyeliner or like a wax pencil or something like that, because we couldn't obviously
Scratch
Right.
scratch the car.
Yeah.
Although later, when Mama's car is demolished, we did like actually mash the car.
It was a much less expensive car to ruin.
Yeah.
Be honest about
And then like I was remembering too, like when I was watching this, Cody's mom
Yeah.
was Cody's acting coach. They lived in Dallas, and she had a school in Dallas for young actors. She coached Miley for her audition for Hannah Montana.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
It was Miley worked with
I
her.
think she's pretty well known, like
Yeah.
acting school. Or
Also
whatever.
Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez.
Well, that makes sense because they were in Texas. Why was Miley in Texas to go to the coach?
I think they found her, or they knew about her, and then
Wow, she must be really good.
she was incredible. So that was like, it was great.
Yeah.
And Cody was sweet. He, it's always awkward in the beginning when you're the new kid in town, and especially when you're going to be coming back, to kind of find your place there. But what I loved about our cast was how welcoming, with the exception of Jason, how welcoming.
Oh, I know. He's just so competitive and mean. And
Well, no, I did want to murder all the teenage boys that were on the show.
Yeah,
It's just
it's
you
okay.
just stay. We don't cause any trouble on our set.
Yeah, but everybody.
Where do you think the Godfather bit came from?
I know.
Yeah.
But everybody else was so welcoming, because it was nice to have a new person that like you could relate to and made them feel welcome.
Those are hard roles to do that with too, in that like he's playing somebody who's really arrogant and egotistical, and so like most of your impression is like the work you're doing on the stage, and he's playing that sort of a character.
Right.
So in a way, you almost have to fight through that perception of like, is this
Right.
guy really a dick, or is this
And also, if somebody is a little shy, even though they can get on camera and they can transform themselves, if somebody's a little shy and they're playing a character like that, sometimes it could come off like, oh, you got
Snooty.
cast
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah.
who you are.
You're playing yourself.
But it still felt like theater camp. Doug, were you a part of the casting of Jake Ryan? Because I would love to know what this process was like.
The process for us was that you would go to Howard and Carol, and we would see that happening because it was in our offices. So the parade of 100 kids. And sometimes we would pick them out, but most of the time we let them do their job, and then they would come to us with maybe 10 or 15 choices.
Right.
And again, when you divide and conquer responsibility in that executive producer team, and one of us would be on stage, and so I wasn't in the room for those 10 or 15, and then that writer who was there would pull out 3 or so for the rest of us to look at.
Got it.
Right? And Bongos on Rooftops let us know that some people were better in casting. So I got the writer's room out of it, basically. I was in the writer's room 90% of the time. And I was presented basically, hey, what do you think of these three people? Yeah. And the network, too, and everyone weighed in on it. I do remember Cody being by far. Because, look, it's a very hard role. You have to be incredibly good looking and a really good comic actor. Yeah. Usually great comic actors look like Jason. Anyway. Wow. I'm going to get hate mail for that.
No, that's a good one. Like, I got to give you the props when you
But then,
give me.
like, look at Romy.
Well,
blending both beauty and comedic chops.
I know.
That's all
I know.
makeup.
So, Jason, this is how it's
Smoke and mirrors.
But no, so he was great because he looked the part and could do the part. So he was a clear winner. Clear winner.
I mean, and also to be able to walk that line between like the douche being a douche and also being able to play that genuine part.
Jay, what about you?
The first thing left out was just a guest cast. It's you get a little Amber and Ashley, you get Mr. Corelli, you get Jake Ryan, all like favorites that every time they come back, you're just like, oh, this is going to be a fun week. I remember they wouldn't actually let me drive the Porsche.
Yeah.
When there's the scene where
because you were only 18 years old.
That's the thing. Like, I was like, oh, sweet, I get to, even if it's like 15 feet, I'm going to drive the Porsche. And then it was like a bunch of grips that were just pushing the car in as I steered, and I didn't get to drive the Porsche.
Not to derail the conversation, though, I don't know but I do know that on other shows that I've worked on, they cannot legally start the car on a closed set because there's no ventilation for the exhaust.
Right.
So there's
and it's a noise issue, too.
Yeah.
There could be.
But
I
also,
feel like Billy Ray drove it in, though, when he did his. I could be wrong.
Billy Ray marched to the beat of his own bongo, though.
Billy Ray starts. Billy Ray was like,
right?
That's so funny.
I remember he just
That's the
rolled
back
in
of the
late
shirt,
one
by the way.
time.
I marched to the beat of my own bongo.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
All right. But no, that makes
You
sense.
looked really good in the car, though, I will say.
Yes.
I sincerely had this thought when you rolled in on the TV screen. I was like, ooh, that looks good on Jason.
Romy Ray Stewart, right there.
Yeah, it is.
Should have been.
On it.
That's right.
Put like 10 rings on it.
I thought that the bits that we did to show sort of like Jake and his popularity in the school were really fun. Yeah. The fact that the reporter was following him around doing interviews and the kids are always clustered around.
Yeah.
I thought the janitor giving him the deluxe locker was actually really, really smart. It was a pretty inventive way to force Miley and Jake to be in direct contact and to create some initial like direct conflict as well.
Right.
Not her just being jealous, but like this is something that directly impacted her. So I thought that was like a pretty fun way of putting them on a collision course. I also really liked that Lily thought that Jake was cute.
Yeah.
It's a totally different color for her. She's usually so tomboyish and so skatery. The fact that she was doing a little puppy dog love.
I like that too.
It was
so
really
cute.
Anytime we pushed the Lily character off into a different place than she normally hung out, like when she did the cheerleading stuff, how much she enjoyed doing the cheerleading stuff. I always like those beats for Emily because it's fun to watch her just play.
Yeah, the teen court episode too, where she and the guy that was so good.
We quickly learned that she was the best actress of she.
You can have her do anything.
You can have her do anything, and she was such a professional, and she was so great. Yeah. We always said that Miley has all this personality and has this star appeal. Like Miley's going to make $1 zillion and be the biggest rock star on the planet. Emily's going to win the Emmy. Yeah. Right, because she's just such a professional.
Yeah.
And we started to realize, oh, we can do anything.
Yeah. So those little beats, anytime you got a chance to see like the different side, it was I love those. So there is a bit of a funny shout out in this episode. When my car won't start, I get really, really frustrated because I'm supposed to go on a date with Jennifer for a Coldplay concert. The reason they put Jennifer in the script was that was my wife at the time.
Yeah.
So the show always like we tried to shout out family members, favorite teachers, whatever. And so this was like they were trying to do like me a nice solid, and instead 20 years later it reminded me that I got divorced. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, honestly, shout out to Jen. You're awesome. Hope you're doing well. For real.
Jen.
Like for real.
Hi, Jen.
Yeah, totally.
She was genuinely a big part of this whole experience. So I was actually like kind of heartwarmed that there was like a little shout out on the script. For this. And then there's a joke that really leapt out to me in this sort of same section when I'm trying to explain to Robbie why there's a scratch on his car. I start the story and I'm like, well, when I went to go pick up Jennifer, her dad brought out the Rottweiler to make sure the dog had my scent. And I'm like, I say it's so matter of fact.
Right.
It's just like what happens when you take a girl out.
Right.
They
Yes.
bring the dog out to make sure it has your scent. So I just, those jokes I always thought were like really clever, and the things that played better than just like regular kid show.
Right, yeah. Buried in
those-
there for adults.
You know?
Those line deliveries always, like in the last pod that we were talking about, it's just when you found a way to make a twist on that line that made it so much funnier, it was hilarious.
Yes.
I love that.
So I love that, and then the tail end of that is, you know, it's the dog's collar that scratches the Porsche, and we get one of our first Billy Ray saying "dang flabbit."
Oh, is it?
It's his equivalent of cursing it.
Yeah.
So we get a little dang flabbit in that section.
Yeah.
When you were watching it, you were just watching it as a fan for the first time because you hadn't.
I had never seen it before.
That is
You had never seen it
amazing
before?
to me.
No, never.
Was there anything that like specifically leapt out to you, like, oh, that
About that specific scene?
Well, not just about
Anything
the episode
about
in
the
general, where you're just
episode.
like, oh, I didn't think they would do that, or I didn't like. Was there anything that felt a little surprising?
What is happening right now?
Here's the best part about this. Later on, you'll come back to this episode. Your reaction of what is happening is literally word for word part of a story about this fart machine. What is happening?
Where is? Oh my God! Was that from the episode with Stupid Cupid?
Wait, do you remember that? Do you remember
The one
whenever
where she
you
was getting
shot?
married.
Whenever you
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
whenever you shot.
I remember the fart machine then.
Right,
This
there
is
was-
the same fart machine.
It's
from
the
Yes,
the fart
it is.
machine.
Okay,
Shut
so
the front door.
so not that episode, but earlier on, I think it's in season 1 somewhere. We did an episode that started a fart machine on stage that Larry,
Oh
our
my
prop
God,
guy,
Larry,
yes,
he wouldn't stop doing it.
Yes.
Riley was like so humiliated because she was in that Cupid outfit, so
Yes.
she already did not look
Oh my God.
good. That horrible white makeup. I'm
Right.
sorry, I cut you off in the middle of your
No,
story.
no,
but
no,
he
and
kept doing the fart machine.
every
and she was
episode-
like,
right, exactly. He did
Yes.
that in almost every episode from the first season to the last.
I had no idea. That was the first
It
time
was
and only time I'd
always-
ever seen it.
Always
Yeah.
stashed somewhere
Yeah.
on the set.
So I brought one.
Oh my God! I just remember Miley being so mad
Yeah.
because she's in
Yes.
front of a cute guy,
Right.
whether or not she actually
Right.
is into him. She
Right.
was like mortified because she's a teenager
Right.
in
Yep.
a horrible outfit.
But
That- oh my
she
God, that
secretly loved
outfit.
that whole thing. She
Did
loved
she?
yeah.
Oh, that's
Anyway,
funny.
side note, I brought it just to surprise you.
But she was uncomfortable in that particular episode, or that particular
that outfit,
getup.
that
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
Who would be?
I want to ask a question because we're talking about uncomfortable costumes, and we had this conversation before we started shooting. I didn't
My
realize.
smushed rack.
Yes, I didn't realize. If you know Romy, she's curvy.
Stacked.
She's stacked. All right, stacked. But I didn't know that they
My
taped you
sweater
down
bunnies.
because you were talking
They
about.
didn't tape me down exactly. They just kind of kept putting like things on me that would smush them,
Yes.
not it. But I would either I would basically be a mono boob and then it'd be smushed downwards so that
So you
there
like
was
had
no
chest
cleavage.
boob.
Yeah, I had
Or
chest
like
boob.
stomach boob.
It was like quadruple boob. It was like a little bit. I had little teeny little boobies there, but then I had like. Wah, and you can see it in so many.
You're so uncomfortable, Jason.
Let me know when we're done with this section.
Sorry.
No, we're
But
good.
no, it's fascinating to me because I didn't realize that they had to make you more of a teen, basically.
Well, no,
you
it's
know?
just like you can't do anything about them unless you completely cover them. They're either up in there or you got to put them away somewhere.
You're not doing that.
Well, because they're natural, they do smush, like.
But you must have been so uncomfortable every time we shot. Like as
talking
uncomfortable
about
as
the
this
first
is
season?
right
I'm
now.
hoping at some point my wife watches this episode, so I'm not gonna look. I'm not participating.
Anyway, I was shocked at how uncomfortable we made people
Yeah.
by the outfits we put them in.
But genuinely, that was like the reoccurring thing. The entire run of the show, I'm sure Emily dealt with it
Yeah.
as the series went on. Like
Right.
every, Tammin probably had to deal with it when she played Sienna, my girlfriend in the fourth season. It was always like, for modesty's sake, for S&P, for whatever. It was just
Right.
like
It's
nobody can look like a.
Right, but it was just a funny
Not
little
Yeah.
I want to say tidbit, but my brain wants to say titbit.
I know.
Right,
You
no,
do.
you
I know you
do.
do.
God bless you.
All right, let's get this thing back on track.
Yep.
Let's talk about what we did right, what we did wrong, and what we would do differently.
Sure.
For this. Some of the things I thought we did really right. I think this is a great premise for an episode and an ongoing storyline. The idea that Miley gets a chance to actually see what her life would look like a little bit if she gave up the secret. I think it was about the right time in the series to introduce the idea and to let it start to play out a little bit.
Yep.
So I love that. I love the fact that the show that Jake Ryan is on, everybody loves. It's not just like a girl thing. Oliver is equally as invested in the show as the girls are.
And the
Yep.
teacher, he was
And the
super into it.
Yeah, so I love that it really it made it a little bit more believable that Miley could make the one-to-one comparison of what her life would look like. And Oliver's line of like, I'm going to be this close to a famous person. and Miley's just like, the far am I? Those were just like really, really great beats. And it actually showed how far Oliver's come in his obsession with Hannah Montana.
Right.
That's so in the rearview mirror for him. He was so obsessed with that celebrity that like now the only thing on his mind is the Jake Ryan thing, which I thought was great. This episode also has a really wonderful example of how good of a physical comedian Mitch was.
Yep.
When I'm doing buffing the car.
Oh my God,
with
that was
the
so
thing,
funny.
And he takes it and it just like whips him out of frame.
Yeah.
There's no wires, there's no pull. That's literally just him launching himself across the stage, and it looks so good.
That did look really
He
funny.
gets vertical at one point where I
Yeah.
was nervous.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, he's going to hurt
I'm sure we had a
himself.
little 8-inch crash pad that he was
Oh,
throwing
you
himself
know he had
onto,
a
but
crash
like,
pad, but like he
but
did.
it's still, you got to sell out to make it look
Yeah,
that
it
good.
looked so good.
Yeah.
And then I'm always a suckle.
Well, that's a little tidbit.
Damn it!
Whoa.
Damn it! I almost made it through the episode without.
No, you didn't.
Okay, so I love to point out Uncle Earl jokes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm not looking at you anymore, Romy.
I was trying to go for the low-hanging fruit of point out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're not,
okay.
you're not
I
that
was
low
trying-
hanging.
So at one point I yell at my car for not working, and then I immediately say I'm sorry, and then Billy Ray goes, "Son, you can apologize all you want, but without a new battery, you'd have an easier time turning over Uncle Earl in his waterbed." And I'm just like, that paints a picture.
Oh yeah. We got
does.
worried after a while because we didn't cast Keckner until later, right?
Yeah.
We got worried we weren't going to live up to the hype. We were never going to be able to see this guy because of all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then then Keckner just made it all. It was amazing
So
what he
good.
did.
But they're literally like my favorite thing. Like the
I know.
Uncle Earl jokes are such a iconic part of my memory of the show that every time I see one, I gotta point it out.
I can 100% tell you that not one of them was mine. Because I love them as much as you do.
Didn't you say it was Steve Meyer who was
Steve Meyer, Jay Demopoulos, basically the writer's assistants would always threw in some like little zinger somewhere,
Yeah.
little southernism or something, and a lot of them, and Andrew Green would always throw in something that was surprising to me and made me laugh really hard, and a lot of it was those Uncle Earl isms or the southern isms, the dang flabbits or those kind
They
of
really
things.
are some of my favorite parts of the show. Just like those things, like I don't know, it is the things that make me remember they're not from here. They're not from Malibu. They're from someplace else, and it was a different way of life, and they got a slightly different point of view. And these were the things that like always just remind me of that, which was great.
Yeah.
I have some stuff that I liked about it, specifically little teeny things. The Bree Young Takahashi Samuels joke. It's a joke that we always want to make because they do it all the time. Newscasters do it all the time. They say their very American English sounding name, and then they'll say it with their last name in the most flourished accent
Yes.
they can
Oh my
to
God,
let
all
everyone
the
know
time.
that. So this was our play on that joke. A little
It feels
bit.
very much like a Family Guy joke.
Yes.
Like it is something you would see 100% on Family Guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Some of the other things I liked, this was our first Dandruff Danny episode. I loved him. We got the Jake arc in. I don't know if this story was executed as well as we could have, but it was a win for us just to tell the story in the first place because it started that Jake arc.
Yeah.
I loved, however, the B story and the flipping of roles. I thought that was a win. I thought we
Agreed.
executed it well. I was a surprise to me in rewatching it, that how well we kept it. Like, I didn't see the story coming. We didn't tip it at all. And I thought that was great.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter to me how fumbly the execution of because the story really, you're right. When Miley sees what life would have been like when she's tempted by it, is that a good story? That is. Yeah. We fumbled it a little bit, but all of it's worth it for Fat Elvis. Like, as soon as Fat Elvis came on, I was like, I would have done 100 miles to see that. It worked so well for me. I loved that.
Put Jason in a costume, like an over-the-top costume with an accent of any kind. And
it was so good.
I think
so funny.
I think it's a really cute resolution to the A story for sure. And I loved the outfits. The thing that jumped out at me, I was like, what a good big brother. For all of the crapping he does on her, like the fact that she's like, all right, I got a problem, and for this solution, you're gonna Fat Elvis, and he's game. I was like, that's a cool big brother. And I don't know if it's this Elvis. I actually don't think it's this Elvis because I do Elvis twice when we do the
when you do the Dolly one, right?
The Dolly one. The outfit that I'm wearing, I think it's in that one. Now that I think about it, it's actually Nicolas Cage's outfit from Honeymoon in Vegas.
Really?
His name is inside the jumpsuit.
What?
And then they altered. They had to cuff the legs up a bunch, obviously, because I'm sure. But like when I saw it, I was like, it's literally Nicolas Cage's jumpsuit from.
So you have a double Nicolas Cage connection.
Yeah, because one of my first jobs was in National Treasure. I played Nicolas Cage's great grandfather in National Treasure.
And then we also in this episode did. It's like our third or fourth Billy Ray Cyrus joke.
Yeah.
This is the most on the nose one, though, right?
Yeah.
Because literally, he's like, I'm Billy Ray Cyrus. With the mullet on. Did you have a reaction when he was literally just like, and I'm Billy Ray Cyrus? I was like, yes, you are.
Like, you're not a bad lookalike. You really.
do moments like that pull you out of it, or do you?
No,
do you just
I love
go with
it.
Yeah.
I love it, especially with the hair, and that it was like an exaggerated wig, which I loved.
Yeah, and so for me, I love the Billy Ray Cyrus joke too because it's so meta.
Yeah.
And we can come back to it time and time again. And I mean, I think when the audience is in on the joke, it actually does. I think it's more engaging than it is disengaging. Yeah. Honestly. But yeah.
And it's when all the parents whisper to their kids, he really is Billy Ray Cyrus, and he sang a song called
and also when Billy has a joke that he loves, he is so committed to the joke. Like he will nail that joke.
He gets a little impish. He gets a little like
he does get impish. That's exactly what it is, right? Yeah. He does. He loves it.
I love that man.
There's a drug to getting a laugh, right? It's like taking a drug, and we're all addicted to that rush. And, you could see it on it. Yeah, you could see it on his face.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So,
and I loved the foil of the famous actor, and her having to confront what it would look like, both the good and the bad. Like, I could come to school today and get breakfast served to me by the creepy lunch lady. Like that kind of stuff is the reminder of like what she could have, which propels her forward. Excuse me. But then the being mauled on the beach, right? Yeah. Like all of that stuff. Yes, of course she knows what's going to happen because it happens to her as Hannah Montana all the time, the purse that she gets. But like when she's in the situation as Miley, I thought it's a really nice foil to what life would look like and having to confront that choice that she makes all the time.
Okay. Was there anything else that you
I loved the B story too. Yeah. Like the dynamic between, and because you and Billy Ray, and I remember loving watching those scenes between the two of you because it was always so fun. The key bit, like trying to pull the keys out of his hand and that deadpan look that he would get on his face, like it always made me laugh so hard that
he genuinely, like the fact that he was so mellow when I was doing the dumbest things around him. I think it really did like make Jackson palatable.
Yeah.
Because if he was a regular spazzy Disney dad as well.
Yeah.
And then I'm doing all that stuff. Like, I think it would just be like, it's too much. But he was so just so
You just
solid.
put up with your
Just
shit.
Put up
So,
with
yeah,
it. Yeah.
you know what I mean?
It's like you see all those videos of like, you know, the bear and the cub. And the cub's just like chewing on the bear, and just
crawling all over.
and
Yeah.
the bear's just like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's what it always felt like when I was doing
That's
season
hilarious.
Yeah.
I remember the very first table read with Billy. He was like so mellow, and everybody else was, you know, up here. And I was like, how is this gonna play? And then I watched it, and I was like, wow, he's coming across as like the stability thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
he's the rock.
stability thing.
Yeah.
The
Stability
rock.
thing.
The
That's
rock.
the term.
He's the
That's
port.
the term.
He's the port in the storm.
My words are gone. Yeah, port in
Yeah.
the storm.
Yeah.
Fill in the blank.
Stability thing.
We'll point out a couple things that we didn't do quite so right. I genuinely think that it was a mistake that she, with intention, let out the secret. I think she should have blurted it out in a moment of frustration that she was Hannah Montana to the reporter. It just feels off to me. She made the decision to create the secret for a reason, for a
Right.
really, really deliberate reason.
Right.
And she's seen even just what the effect of her scarf at school can do from the people losing their minds
Right.
and mobbing someone. So the idea that she could reap the benefits, I don't think she's blind to that. But the consequences, she knows.
Right.
So I don't think there's any amount of Lily trying to explain to her like what she needs to protect Matt. She just knows.
Right.
So I always felt a little false that she would make that choice. It should have been in the heat of the moment, and then like, oh shit, how do I buy this back?
Right. And because the thing too is she would get that love and adoration as Hannah Montana. So it can't even come from like Lily and Oliver who are fawning over Jake Ryan, because she gets that fawning.
Yeah.
And just because it doesn't happen at school doesn't mean she hasn't experienced it.
Right.
So here's the deal with the storytelling. Yes, I agree with you. It's not complete and it's not effective.
It was just that like moment. I was just like, oh,
But it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's all you're all saying the exact same thing, which is she knows all this information already.
Right.
She's not learning anything new about her secret or the rewards of giving up her secret. So yeah, your fix is right. What if it's not about her realizing again? We really told this story so that the audience could feel what Miley already knew, right?
Oh, okay.
So the audience could
Oh,
feel that,
yeah.
right? Because the audience didn't know it. Miley knew it, but the audience, we hadn't shown the audience. The problem with that is then you have to go one step deeper for Miley. You have to have, the story has to be about something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miley already knows what we're showing the audience, and we didn't go there. We either didn't dial it back, so it was just a goofy thing where she let the secret slip. Maybe her friends save her.
Yeah.
We didn't do any of it. We just sort of rehashed we told a story that had already been told.
Although it does soften it for me, the idea that like, even though we've explained why this is why she keeps the secret, actually reinforcing for the audience, let them see, like I buy that as like a pretty valid excuse. Like this, it bothers me less having you say that. I would love for it to take that one more step where she does maybe learn a little
Like,
something new, but
There's a pitch.
that's a good reason.
There's a pitch I'm just thinking of now. You haven't heard yet.
Where
But
were
what
you
if,
20 years ago?
Yeah, where was I 20 years ago? What if the story? What if the B story wasn't the car in any way? What if it was Hannah Montana not being Hannah Montana out in the open is hurting Jackson in some way? What if this is a story of Jack? So because when you go to make the sacrifice to save her from blurting out the truth, what if you're giving something up? Doing that. What if you're like, if you told people you were Hannah Montana, I would get XYZ, and you're begging her to tell the secret, and then she accidentally lets the secret out, and you're like, yes, I get what I need, but in the end, family first, and you save her, giving up what you, and then the story is
Actually,
That's
you know
good.
what? Yeah, and that would set up
Right.
later with, that would set up later in season 4 when she actually
that's-
does have to give up the.
And
yeah,
there's a lot
to-
of these
Sienna.
elements in the
Yeah.
Sienna story.
Right, yeah,
true,
It's like,
yeah.
it's like your secret now is not just doing something for you. It is actively ruining something that's very important to me.
Right.
Right.
But that is a Jackson story, and I don't know if early in season 1
No,
we
no,
were
no,
ready
we-
for a
we weren't
Jackson
ready
story.
for that.
But
Probably
that's an example of how we could have told a deeper story in this framework, still shown the audience what we needed to show them, but told a deeper story. So what we did wrong is I don't think we spent enough time developing this story because we were too busy with the overall arc.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out
Wanting to get the Jake Ryan, wanting to get set up a relationship.
Yeah.
Right. That being said, it's still like a really good.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Agreed.
I had a couple of other things that we did wrong. In the beach scene, when they recognize Jake Ryan, why is knockoff Amber and Ashley there? Why isn't Amber and Ashley going? It is literally an Asian American
I
girl
saw
and
that,
a
yeah,
black
but
girl.
like a younger version. I thought
They
it was
were
going to
like
go somewhere.
knockoff dollar store Amber and Ashley going, look, it's Jake Ryan. Why wasn't it actually them?
Yeah, because they were already there.
They were already in the episode.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense to me.
I didn't know what you meant by that comment before.
I didn't.
Yeah,
It was
Now
really
I was
cute,
like, wait,
though.
but they were in it. Yeah.
I mean, they're fine.
Sure, but like give our girls.
right. Either give
More
our girls
screen
something
time.
or don't have exact
Yes.
were those their camera
doppelgangers?
No, they're not their doppelgangers, but the people who do the camera blocking.
The stand-ins?
The stand-in.
No.
Were those their stand-ins?
No, I don't think
We were
so.
trying to
No.
fill this. I don't know what they
No.
were.
Do you have anything that you did that you would say we did wrong?
Just the creepy lunch lady. Somebody was going to mention.
Oh my
the
God, she
creepy
is
lunch
creepy. Pat.
lady. Yeah, Pat the lunch lady was
Yeah.
just like. It's weird when like the person, she did a great job, don't get me wrong, but it would be different if she were like coming after Billy Ray, right? Like her like lusting and getting pie-eyed over a teen boy, 13-year-old boy.
15-year-old
Yeah.
boy, yeah.
Like that to me was just.
Yeah, I put that in the what I would do different.
Yeah,
section.
no, agreed.
I'd be like, maybe we tweak that one a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she was just too much like getting on.
Yeah.
But if it was somebody like, yeah,
Yeah.
it would have been like, because kids work in the cafeteria. It could have been a kid that worked in the cafeteria, but it wouldn't have been as funny.
Yeah, something else I would have done differently, I think, is just there's a moment at the end, back of the classroom where Oliver and Miley are talking and she's complaining about you know,
Yeah.
the Jake stuff, and literally there's people 6 inches away from them. Like Dandruff Danny is literally right there.
Right.
It's another one of those like don't talk about the Hannah Montana situation so directly when there's people that it's literally impossible for them to not hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right.
No, exactly.
So
Yeah.
like I would have like potentially just fixed the spacing there a little bit.
Sure.
So that wasn't so egregious. I will say the Dandruff Danny blowing the dandruff is really gross.
Yeah.
Like it's funny, but it's like it grossed me out a little
Yeah.
bit. So
Yeah.
Can I go back to something that was good? Because I
Yeah.
totally
Yeah,
forgot.
totally.
That little kid in the school scene, the little kid with the glasses, when Jake Ryan is telling them, you know, I want you to think of me as someone who's just like you. And he gets all like perked up. He's like, really? And it's only one word. And I was like, that kid, bravo. I tried to find you. I don't know who you are. Couldn't figure out your character's name. Wanted to see if you were an actor.
Yeah.
You did well.
but either way,
That was
crushed,
funny.
Crushed.
Crushed it.
Yeah.
Crushed it. Yeah.
Now, now back to what we did
What's
wrong.
different? No,
What we did different.
Different.
Yes,
Yeah,
what we
yeah.
did different. I would make Jake a little bit more sympathetic at points. I think we went for comedy ahead of story, which is a trap we fall into a lot.
Right.
Less of a cartoon, a little bit more real. I agree with you on the Miley giving up the secret. She knows better. She just knows better.
Yeah.
And you know, and try to find a deeper place for the story to go. That's all.
Yeah, and because, you know, she does, Bree comes up to the door and says, I've been doing a little digging around, and Hannah Montana lives in this, area. So it's also like, well, if she can dig that easily, and I realize she's a reporter, but it's also, you know, there is that, here we go with the suspension of disbelief in terms of where, the whole secret.
Yeah. But as a whole, I think this is a fun episode.
Yeah, what was nice too for me was like the kickoff of what we know is to come, and also because some fun stuff for me is coming up.
Yeah, this lays the foundation for some stuff coming up that
Yeah.
that
And it
ends
also
up becoming
lays-
like a big
yeah.
part of the show.
Yeah.
Right. We lay the foundation for a 4-season romantic, triangle.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So let's start to wind down here a little bit. We got a couple of audience questions. At Cody Williams 72002, I said that in the weirdest way possible.
Yeah.
Asked on YouTube. Here's a question for all of you. What was your reaction to Miley receiving her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame?
Yeah.
My initial reaction was the Miley Hannah episode, and coming back to that, and thought it was an interesting life imitating art moment. I thought it was really cool. I was wishing, and I know it would have never happened, but I was just begging that when they did that big reveal that Pancake Buffalo would be there. Because Pancake Buffalo, if you see that episode, Pancake Buffalo is the Muppet that got the star that she wanted at the location. Or at least if Miley in her acceptance speech had said, suck it, Pancake Buffalo, I got the right spot. Like, I was hoping for a nod to the episode.
There is no way she
There's no
remembers
way.
that episode.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But my initial reaction was, she deserves it, first of all.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
But I thought it was interesting, the life imitating art moment.
Yeah. For me, I always think back to like the very, very beginning, and when she's just this tiny little like 13-year-old. I remember seeing her first concert where it was like her and like 2 backup dancers and like 6 Parkan lights, and that was like the whole performance. And to see how far she's come, I mean, as an actress over the course of our series, but then also just as a international friggin' superstar, it's just really. I don't know. It tugs at my heartstrings a little bit to see this little girl. And if you, on the first day of shooting, if you'd have been like, this girl's going to get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, you'd go,
Right?
Cute.
Yeah.
It's good to dream.
Dream big. But like, she absolutely deserves it. And I was just like so happy for her.
Yeah.
Me too. And she looked incredible. She looked just stunning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I may have shed a tear.
Yeah.
But that would
Hey,
come
Shanny.
as no surprise to
Hey,
anybody.
Hey, Shanny, you might want to step out of the room. You're going to shed a tear.
Shannon,
here.
listen. Yeah, yep.
So we had a special title for
Well,
this.
we
talked about it.
We had zombies before zombies, and I think you understand that in creating Zombie High and all the coincidences that are in that, we did have zombies before, before that.
We did. They
Yeah.
single white femaled us, I guess.
They
is
did.
the,
Same thing, which was a movie from the 90s.
Yes, where the single white female roommate, where the roommate was so in love with her roommate that she became the roommate. So
Yeah,
they were
it
so in
totally
love
applies.
with our
Yep,
idea,
sure.
they became us.
And I'm going to go ahead and answer my little sweet niblet from the opening. So Jake Ryan appears in how many episodes? Anybody know the answer?
I do not.
If you read the script, you'd know.
I know the answer because I looked here, but I
13.
know.
13. The answer is 13. And honestly, like, that's more than I thought. I
Yeah.
did not think he was in that big of a percentage of episodes. So,
Yeah.
so good for Cody. Bonus round. Cody is one of 4 Hannah Montana cast members to participate in Dancing with the Stars. Does anybody know the other 3?
I know Billy.
do
I
you
know Billy Ray.
So Billy Ray Cyrus.
Oh my God, I straight forgot about Billy.
I remember
okay.
Billy.
Can you guess any either of the other 2?
Did Shanika do it? Anna Maria?
No.
No.
We got Joey Fatone.
Yeah, Joey Fatone.
Oh, I didn't realize he was on Hannah Montana.
Joey did
ever.
an episode of Hannah Montana, and
Okay.
then Donny Osmond.
Donny Osmond did an episode of
Donny Osmond did an episode of Hannah Montana.
Oh, okay.
And then
Yes.
can you guess the placements? We got Billy Ray Cyrus. He was 5th.
Yeah.
Was?
He was 5th.
Yeah,
Oh,
to
wow.
much to his chagrin.
Much to
That
his
is
chagrin.
true.
Yeah.
Cody Lindley finished 4th.
Wow.
Okay.
Joey Fatone was actually on twice. The
He
first
made it
time-
really far, right?
Yeah.
Did he win?
first time he was 2nd place.
Okay.
And then the second time he got bounced in the second week. So two different.
Sorry,
two different-
Joey.
Sorry, Joey. Although one of my
Was it
favorite
'cause he
guest
had a
stars.
different
It was really fun.
partner?
Yeah, he was.
I think he
It
might
was
have had
Cheryl the first time. I remember they danced to "Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy" because I'd
Yeah,
never heard
no,
that
I
song
did.
before, and I thought that was the cutest thing
Yep.
ever.
And then Donny Osmond is actually the one and only winner from our group.
Wow.
He won in 2009.
He did.
did.
Wow.
So those are our 4.
One trivia thing. Easter egg. Do you guys remember that Set Deck put one of the paddles from Dancing with
Dancing
the
with the
Stars
Stars.
in the shelving unit next to the kitchen with the number 10?
Oh, as after Billy.
After
Billy
Billy
was on the show.
was
Yeah.
on the show.
It was
Because he never got a 10.
It was the season after Joey Fatone was on and won 2nd place that they asked me to be on Dancing with the Stars.
Okay.
Oh,
But we were still in
okay.
the middle of shooting Hannah, and I was like, schedule-wise.
And it was really rough for Billy to be on.
Yes.
And it was because it's a ton of work to learn all that stuff.
So
And we
much.
were shooting.
Yeah.
And he was
Oh, at the
not
same
happy
time.
about the amount of work It was 2 jobs, 2 full-time jobs. So I would imagine, I don't know why you said no, but I would imagine Billy's experience of like, if you can't do it during hiatus, don't do it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
It is
He
a
was
lot.
exhausted.
Yeah, he was exhausted.
We did something
We
here
did it,
today.
guys!
I'm not sure what it was, but we did something. Thanks for hanging out with us yet again for another one of our silly little babao episodes. If you want to watch the pod, please subscribe to Best of Both Our Worlds YouTube channel. Leave comments, ring the bell, share with a friend. We love all that stuff. It helps us out a ton. Follow the show on Instagram at Best of Both Our Worlds Podcast, on TikTok at Best of Both Our Worlds, and on X at Babao Podcast. I don't know why we do that. And then please check us out on our website, bestofbothourworlds.com. You get a link to all of our episodes there. We've got merch. We've got cool behind-the-scenes stuff. So definitely check that out. This has been Best of Both Our Worlds, created and hosted by Jason Earles, Douglas Danger Lieblein, I'll say it right for you this time, and Shannon Flynn. Executive producer Renee Colvert, produced by Jeffrey Murphy, filmed and edited and finished at Quest Pacifica with special thanks to Katie Boyum and Lee Anthony Smith. Original music by Joe Serafini.
Yay, Joe.
Social media strategy by Shelby Stahl and Beloved Social. And also a huge thank you to our guest, Romy, for hanging out with us.
Guest
today.
idiot.
Woo! And would you please potentially take us out with a little...
Good day, Daddy. I said good day.
Woo! 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 Yeah!
Yay! Thanks, Romy.
Yay!
Never
yay,
gets
yay.
Never gets old.
Never
Best of both our farts.
It's the best of both